Hello and welcome to Joy News at 6. The news is live on Joy 99.7 and hits 103.9 FM in Accra, in Kumasi on Love 99.5 FM and over 30 affiliates across Ghana's 16 regions, including Jubilee Radio and Sun City Radio, Keta, Saboba FM, Saboba A1 Radio, Bolgatanga. Get radio, TV and online content on the myjoyonline.com interactive app for Android and iOS devices. Coming up, Electricity Company of Ghana to honor payment to independent power producers this week, as agreed in new payment offer reached on Friday.
So we've agreed on numbers across board for everybody. Everybody knows what they have to do and get back to us by the middle of the week. Whatever needs to be credited to them will be credited to them immediately.
Also, Presidential Advisor on Health, Dr. Nsiasari, refutes assertions that doctors are leaving Ghana due to lower remuneration. Rather, he attributes the move to the quest for specialty training.
Doctors, for example, don't just go out there to go and work because maybe it's because of money. Every young doctor wants to be a specialist.
There's more, including his new timeline for the Agenda 111 project in business.
Cedi ends first half of this year with a better performance than same period last year, yet still classified among African currencies with worst spot returns. Details on the Joy Business Report.
And later, vetting committee of the New Patriotic Party to test the suitability of presidential hopefuls who have submitted bids to lead the party in the 2024 general election, with Alan Tremantin, Vice President Dr. Baumia and Kojopoku as the first to appear for the vetting process.
I am offering myself to become our flag bearer and presidential candidate for 2024.
Please make Alan the leader and we'll break the 8.
I am Amesi Nyamiche Thompson. Details shortly. And in our first story, the Electricity Company of Ghana, ECG, will from this week begin paying independent power producers as agreed in new payment offer reached on Friday. According to the Managing Director, Samuel Dubik Mahama, the accounts will be accredited once the IPPs have fulfilled their part of the deal. There's more in this News Desk report.
In late May, the IPPs rejected a government proposal to restructure almost $2 billion in arrears owed them by the state as part of efforts to implement a $3 billion loan deal from the International Monetary Fund aimed at addressing the economic crisis. The power producers, who have a 50% market share of electricity generation, threatened to shut down their plant by June 30 should their demand for 30% interim payment of their debt is not received.
Well, definitely, if there is no remedial action, I cannot guarantee light from 30th June.
Managing Director of the ECG, Samuel Dubik Mahama, leading negotiations with the IPPs at the time, indicated that a deal will be reached.
The conversations are far advanced to avert something like this. And so I can say with all confidence that it won't come to that.
But days later, it turned out that the IPPs hadn't been engaged. Ediklim Apatogbo is CEO of the IPPs chamber.
None of the IPPs has been engaged in any conversation or discussion regarding that proposal.
The IPPs chamber then set in motion a series of actions, including a directive to members to switch off plants from July 1 to July 8, triggering another round of meetings with ECG and the other stakeholders. The minority, in their bid to calm situations, called a press conference to appeal to the IPPs to back down.
And so I want to make a passionate appeal and plead with the independent power producers to give government and the nation some more time.
The government was able to convince the IPPs to abort the shutdown while reaching a new agreement.
So we've agreed on numbers across board for everybody, and everybody knows what they have to do and get back to us by the middle of the week. And when they do that, whatever needs to be credited to them will be credited to them immediately.
The IPPs, however, indicated that if this outcome is not reached, they will be left with no choice than to revert to their earlier decision to shut down without any further notice.
And that was a News Desk report. The Presidential Advisor on Health, Dr. Nsiah-Sarri, has refuted assertions that doctors are leaving Ghana due to low remuneration. Dr. Nsiah-Sarri says the exodus can largely be attributed to doctors' search for better environments for specialty training. He spoke to MFR Pau on the Probe Sunday.
Doctors, for example, don't just go out there to go and work because maybe it's because of money. Every young doctor, which I've been one of them before, wants to be a specialist.
So and that's the concern. Yeah, specialized personnel.
Yes.
Training of these specialized personnel is one key concern at least.
Yes. So we should have a lot of hospitals where we can decentralize the training and then we don't disrupt somebody who has his family maybe in Ho. Mm-hmm. That's where he's working. He has a wife and children there. And all of a sudden, he has to come to Korle Bu, leave where he's abode, and then come here and come to start training. Why can't he stay in one of the hospitals? The hospital is there to train.
Addressing the delay in the completion of the Agenda 111 projects, Dr. Nsiah-Sarri says government is hopeful that most of these projects, which have already started, will be completed by the third quarter of 2024.
We want to know the number of sites which will finish by the end of this year, the number which will finish by the end of the first quarter of next year, and then last batch will be by the end of the second quarter of next year. So that by the end of quarter 3 in 2024, we are hopeful that all the ones that have started, we have a land, we don't have any issues, we can then finish it. And as His Excellency the President said, that he would like to at least commission, and Ghanaians will get a feel of it by the time that he leaves office on the midnight of 6th of January 2025.
And you had Presidential Advice on Health, Dr. Nsiah-Sarri. The vetting committee of the New Patriotic Party will later this morning test the suitability of presidential hopefuls who have submitted bids to lead the party in the 2024 general election, with Alan Tremantin, Vice President Dr. Bawumia and Kojo Poku as first to appear before the Professor Michael Quay-led committee. 10 individuals have since filed their nomination forms to vie for the position. Take a listen to the gentleman hoping to be president.
It is possible, and that is why I am offering myself in all humility to contest in the primary of this great new patriotic party to become our flag bearer and presidential candidate for 2024.
If the people of Ghana are asking for Alan to become the next president of our republic, please make Alan the leader and we'll break the 8.
Now, Director of Elections with the NPP, Evans Nimako, says the process leading up to the Delegates Congress in November will be fair.
When this process ends, the party will get to know whether there will be special electoral college or otherwise. It is hoped that the process towards the conduct of the presidential primaries will start technically from the vetting of the presidential hopefuls. And in the party's arrangement, if it happens to have 5 of them being recommended for the contest, then there will be no special electoral college.
Director of Elections for the NPP, Evans Nimako there. On Tuesday, James Gyakye Quayson will be sworn in as the re-elected representative of Assin North. Despite his win, he will still have to deal with his trial, which is presently being held on a daily basis at the Accra High Court. Doma Hene, who is also president of the Bono Regional House of Chiefs, Osajifo Siadeyo Ajimambedu II, has requested that the case be dropped. He spoke at the John Evans Atta Mills 10th anniversary lecture in Sunyani.
As a matter of urgency, I'm appealing to the President of the Attorney General, President of the Republic, if he has any role to play, that trial should be aborted. The Attorney General should, as a matter of urgency, file a nolle prosequi to end that particular decision. Sir, make a way because but was what ye did the Ghana for attempt, ye did the Assin North for attempt.
Here, Doma Hene and President of the Bono Regional House of Chiefs, Jeffo Osadieyo Ajuman Bedu II. Now to the National Science and Maths Quiz. Opoku School pushed aside love and went hard against its female affiliates in Lewis Senior High School to retain their bragging rights as Ashanti Regional Champions of the National Science and Maths Quiz. On the second day of the Regional Championship, Prempeh College and Kumasi Academy also beat their contenders to qualify to the semi-final stage of the competition. Emmanuel Bright Kweku reports from Kumasi.
That's the unmistakable Emmanuel just sung by the students of Opoku Senior High School. From the start, we're having some alliance, but during the contest, we break the alliance. But now, we are united.
You see this as a soft win for us.
A soft win?
Yes, for sure. We are not going to lose. St. Louis and Amas in Ashanti region, we are the best. Okay, and besides in the whole of Ghana, we are the only school.
Manfo. A Manfo.
Everybody is looking up to Prempeh College and beats Prempeh.
Is it in Ashanti region or everywhere? We have Presec Legon.
I mean, you go to Presec and ask them. The focus will be to beat Prempeh. When Presec is doing the quiz and Prempeh is not there, they think they are sweeping it. But when we are there, we are giving them a run for their money.
Akunini.
I'm feeling so amazing. It wasn't about anymore. It was meant to be.
Emmanuel Bright Kweku with that report, and that's it for the bulletin. In our top story, Electricity Company of Ghana to honor payment to independent power producers this week as agreed. A new payment offer business is next on the Super Morning Show.
You know, Papa, see that? And it's rickety car. Hey, Papa! Bobo, so how your engine? It is half man, half amazing. Thanks to Quartz and you can feel better energy. Can't touch this. Actually, guys, so Sancho's engine just died like that. Yes, so somebody managed to convince him that there is a better engine oil than Quartz, and he switched. Sancho Panzapa. Now, which engine oil can be better than Quartz? No other, my guy. Quartz with its age-resistant technology, it keeps your engine younger for longer. Now you know. Have you guys seen the new bottle design? It's superb. Quartz 9000 from Total Energies there improves fuel efficiency. Why do you think Mr. Mane and Logoso have taken the Quartz Nation movement World Cup like that? Sorry. Chairman Mane. Chairman. Hey, Quartz. Keep your engine younger for longer.
Okay. If I leave work now, I can beat traffic, get takeaways for dinner with the girls, and be on time to pick up Sam and his mom from the hospital. Proud to belong to ABSA.
We know that life is go, 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 and that it's hard to make time for the things that really count. That's why with ABSA's digital channels, you can bank when, where, and how you want, so you can focus on what or who is important to you. Get things done simply with our digital channels. That's Africanacity, that's ABSA.
Life's battles during retirement are not won by the strongest. Sooner or later, those who win are those who prepare for it. Ensuring your future is your responsibility to your family and loved ones. Progress Trustees, a company that guarantees a cheerful life of retirement for both formal and informal sector workers. The Progress Occupational Pension Scheme, the Progress Provident Fund Scheme, and the Progress Personal Pension Scheme helps you achieve peace of mind during retirement. We also provide administration services for employer-sponsored schemes, including staff welfare schemes seeking to outsource their day-to-day of their second-tier occupational pension and third-tier provident fund scheme. Start your journey to envisage quality life during retirement by contacting us on 0504-368-048 on our website www.progresstrusteesgh.com. Progress Trustees, a joyous retirement begins here.
I sat up as the pleasant aroma wafted through the cracks in the door and into my living space. Whatever it was, smelled heavenly. I felt my palates open up to receive this very welcome guest. I mean, I had to taste. And as I rolled it around in my mouth, I realized I just loved the texture. And just like that, it was down my throat and giving my body life. I wanted more. Lele Rice does that to me every single time. Thanks, baby, for cooking today.
You're welcome. And as we continue to enjoy our favorite rice, Lele reminds us to observe all COVID-19 safety protocols because COVID-19 is still around. Lele, tasty food, happy family.
This advert is FDA approved.
Charlie, that be the sound you hear when things make hot. I'm sure this is not battery, just cash flow. Laja no day. It is safe to say we are all facing challenging times. We are all wondering how we are going to lighten our financial burdens. Nowhere cool. But don't worry, with a little help from your trusted bank, Societe Generale Ghana, be Biara Bayer fine. Societe Generale Ghana is making all its customers happy with the Yatiso Loans promo. In fact, SG Ghana customers and even non-customers who are on the controller and accountant general payroll can enjoy access to our amazing discounted loans. Don't waste time. Get your loan today. Step into a branch or call 0302-214-314 to get the ball rolling. Terms and conditions apply. Remember, promotion ends on 7th August 2023. Societe Generale Ghana. The future is you.
Don't you worry. Just be happy. Don't you worry.
Welcome back, and thank you very much for staying with us here on the Super Morning Show on Joy 99.7 FM. And the 6 a.m. news brought to us by Total Energies. Total, we go the extra mile for you. And Absa Bank Ghana Limited, helping you find a way to get things done. Coming up is the Joy Business Report brought to us by Glyco Life Travel Insurance. Glyco, we cushion you for life. Sergio.
Hey. Good morning.
Good morning. How you doing?
I'm great. You are energetic this Monday morning. You're telling me about your weekend and the exercises you did.
Very, very necessary.
The weight loss.
We are on.
You're making progress.
We are on course, one day, Kwesi Chum called me and he said, "Oh, Winston," I said, "I went to the hospital to check a few things." He said, "Oh, then he said, "Ask, what's wrong with you?" And I told him and said, "Oh, then you have to lose a bit of weight."
Yeah, it's working so far.
We're trying. It's not easy, but you have to try. It says, the song says, "You can get it if you really want, but you must try."
You must try.
You succeed at last. But Dara, I don't know whether you've ever had time to think about our health sector. And particularly, practitioners.
Mm-hmm.
Because, look, I saw this story by the BBC. We're talking about it this morning. The fact that you have a lot of in 2022 alone, 1,200 nurses left this country.
1,200?
Yes. And those are the skilled nurses. And I've been this morning I was sharing the story of how some of the hospitals have started complaining. Even the doctors have complained. Yes, you could replace them. But when you lose your skilled hands, you're bringing in persons that are now going to train. Persons who are going to make mistakes, and then you eventually get to correct those mistakes. And once they also get perfect, if care is not taken, they're also going to leave the country.
Mm-hmm.
So this morning, we want to understand something. What is it that is making all these nurses leave the country? Because it can't only be money. In fact, what I've realized is that it's not all about money.
Really?
Yes, it is not all about money. There are some who complain that they don't even have the necessary logistics to work with. So they have decided to leave the country because they just can't get the logistics to work with. Okay?
Yeah.
It's not the case of, I'm leaving because I just need money. There are people who want to stay, but they ask the question, where are the logistics that I need to work?
Because it can be frustrating if you don't have the logistics to work.
And just over the weekend, the Bono East and half regional chairman of the Ghana Medical Association, Dr. Alex Egote, said it was disheartening that thousands of trained nurses still remain in the house having no job to do, and people were leaving the country. That's the challenge. He says, look, the doctors cannot work without the nurse. So the nurse can also not work without the doctor. In fact, if I share with you, even the doctors, we know they've been leaving the country all this while.
Yeah.
And today, if I share with you doctor to patient ratio,
per the ministry's own figures in 2021, you will cry. Look, in the Western region, for instance, it is 1 doctor to 12,359 patients.
Please say that again.
1 doctor to 12,000.
12 what?
12,000, you heard right. 12,000.
Hey.
And if you thought that was worse, let me share with you the Upper East region. 1 doctor to 17,000.
This must be a joke.
Well, you're right. It is not
17,000.
It is not a joke. That's where we've reached as a people. The Greater Accra region, as expected, has the best, which is 1 to 2,586. That's the state of your health sector.
Hey.
We're going to have this conversation, Daryl, here on the Spur Morning Show. The question really is, how do we make these sectors attractive, and how do we provide the necessary logistics? Today, as I sit here, the hospital in my hometown, they sent me that they don't have a lot of consumables. So how do you expect people to go there and work? Anyway.
I mean, if you're a doctor and you have to look or take care of 17,000, I mean, the ratio, and compared to other countries, the stress alone.
I tell you. So let's get into the Joy Business Report. But hey, let's get interactive this morning. I mean, I want you to share how we can deal with this with me. Okay, we just don't talk about these problems. We want to talk about how we can solve them also. So we'll discuss the problems and we'll discuss the solutions. We'll discuss how it is impacting our health sector and how we can deal with it. Join us on Twitter. Use the hashtag JoySMS. Now time for the Joy Business Report with Daryl Kwao and the team.
Hi, good morning. Welcome to the Joy Business Report. Coming up this morning, the city ends first half of this year with a better performance than same period last year, yet still classified among African currencies with worst spot returns. Also, government misses treasury bills target by about 17.8% as interest rates continue to rise on the yield curve. And some oil marketing companies begin reducing prices of petroleum products, with Guel selling a liter of diesel and petrol at 12 cedis 30 pesos. Details coming up. Thanks for being with us. My name is Daryl Kwao. The Ghana cedi ended the first half of this year with a better performance than the same period last year. According to Bloomberg, the cedi lost about 11.21% to the US dollar, yet still classified among African countries with worst spot returns. Here's more in this report.
The local currency in the last 3 months has performed well against the US dollar prior to the announcement of an International Monetary Fund program, and after the pronouncement of the program, the cedi has kept its resilience against the American greenback. It has so far gained about 9% on the retail market since the announcement of the IMF program. However, some market watchers argue that it has benefited from the suspension of payments of principal and interest on external debt in December last year. Last week, there were reports that demand pressures for the American greenback eased, favoring the cedi. This may continue this week, all things being equal. Meanwhile, the Nigerian naira is the worst African currency so far this year. According to Bloomberg, it has lost about 39% value to the dollar. It is followed by the Angola kwanza and the Egyptian pound, with year-to-date losses of 38.8% and 20% respectively.
That was a business desk report. So here's how we are starting the week on the currency market. The dollar going for 11 cedis 68 pesos on the forex or retail market. The pound going for 14 cedis 88 pesos, and the euro going for 12 cedis 50 pesos. Now, economist Professor Godfrey Bokpin has said that unfavorable macroeconomic indicators could hurt the country and drive new businesses to Ghana's neighboring countries. He warned that businesses are already considering Togo and Ivory Coast as favorable investment destinations due to the high cost of electricity and unstable macroeconomic conditions here in Ghana. Speaking to Joy Business, Professor Bokwin urged the Finance Minister to use the 2023 media budget to reassure investors of Ghana's preparedness to partner new businesses for growth.
In Ghana, we talk about enabling environment, but we have not even costed it. We don't know what it is. If inflation comes down to 18%, is that an enabling environment? If interest rate is 20%, above 20%, is that an enabling environment? That is not. How do we bring inflation to below 8%? How do we bring interest rate to below 8%? I hope you understand that. And extend maturity profile of lending. Go to Cote d'Ivoire and see inflation is less than 6%. Interest rate is less than 10%. These are just our neighbors. I hope you understand that.
You had Professor Godfrey Bokwin, an economist there. Now, government missed its treasury bills target by about 17.8% as interest rates continue to rise on the yield curve. According to the latest auction by the Bank of Ghana, a total of 2.39 billion cedis was secured. Here's more.
The target for this auction was 2.913 billion cedis. It includes a sell buyback of about 1.014 billion cedis, which matures and will be rolled over on July 6. According to the results, about 1.906 billion cedis of the 91 DT bill, representing 79% of the total bids, were tendered. All of them were subsequently accepted. For the 182 DT bill, 486.93 million cedis bids were tendered. Again, all the bids were accepted. Meanwhile, interest rates went up further as government struggled to mobilize funds from the treasury market. The 91 DT bill went up by 0.98% to 23.95%. That of the 182 DT bill also shot up to 25.79% from 25.44% the previous week. Already, some analysts have indicated that interest rates will remain high till the end of the year. This is because of the high inflation rate.
Well, some good news this morning. Some oil marketing companies are cutting prices of petroleum products at the pumps. A leading OMC, Guel, is selling a litre of diesel and petrol at 12 cedis 30 pesos from their previous prices of 12 cedis 45 pesos respectively. Now, the adjustment is attributed to the stability of the city in the past 2 weeks. Prices of finished products have, however, not witnessed any significant changes in the past 2 weeks. Meanwhile, consumers will be looking forward to the marginal reduction by the over 100 oil marketing companies in the country during the week. Now, let's turn to the commodity market. Crude oil open trading at $75 a barrel this morning. Gold selling at $1,920 an ounce after going up marginally. Cocoa also gained $92 to open trading at $3,353 a ton. Finance Minister Ken Ofori-Atta says Ghana's bond with Turkey is beyond economic relationship, hence the need for Ghana to support Turkey in these challenging times. Turkey on the 6th of February experienced an earthquake that killed about 50,000 people and left over 100,000 injured. In a bid to support the country, the government of Ghana has donated 11 20-footer containers of ready-to-eat cocoa products to Turkey.
Since 1958, we have had a relationship with Turkey, and therefore it's incumbent on us as friends to show a hand, however much, however small it may be. But Turkey itself has demonstrated incredible support, in several ways, and I know our businesses have really increased since the 90s.
You had the Finance Minister Ken Ofori-Atta. GCB Bank PLC says it is well prepared for any second round of a possible domestic debt exchange program. According to the bank, although the domestic debt exchange program had an adverse impact on operations resulting in an impairment loss of 1.8 billion cedis during the period, it has factored its possibility in the balance sheet to avert any further losses. Speaking to Joy Business, Managing Director of GCB Bank, Kofi Adumako, said financial institutions are having talks with the Ministry of Finance and the Bank of Ghana to avert any adverse impact on the operations.
It's still unfolding, it's evolving. And so I'm sure you're talking about the cocoa bills, I'm sure you're talking about the Euro bonds and the local, it's on the drawing board and it's being worked out. The banks and financial institutions are talking to the Bank of Ghana, talking to the Ministry of Finance. It's understood, it was anticipated, and banks have taken recognition of that in their balance sheets.
It may bring a little more impairment, obviously, but it's not a surprise. As unfortunate as it may be, it's still not a surprise. We anticipated a bit of this when we went through the first phase of the debt exchange program.
Managing Director of GCB Bank PLC, Kofi Adumako. Government has been urged to support family businesses to aid in the creation of more jobs. According to convener for the Africa Family Business Summit, Dr. Dennis Osorting, more sensitization programs should be held to support Ghanaians understand and acquire knowledge about the family business schemes. He was speaking at the 2023 edition of the Africa Family Business Summit.
The education model of Ghana should consider teaching family businesses from the basic schools. So a lot of times businesses start on the wrong note. They need to get it from the beginning. So for businesses to get it well, in the curriculum, family business management and the knowledge of family business management or practice should be taught at the basic level. So with that, when they have it like that, it's easy so that in the nearby future, because family businesses contribute largely to the employment of the Ghanaian economy. They contribute to the GDP.
Dr. Dennis Osorting, convener for the Africa Family Business Summit. Now, share prices of Societe Generale and Total Energy are expected to rise this week due to excess demand. Now, here is Grace Munayan of DataBank Research on how your investments will fare this week on the Ghana Stock Exchange.
Last week, the stock market indices clawed back some losses due to price gains in two equities. Standard Chartered Bank gained 11 pesos to close the week's trading at 12 cedis 91 pesos, while MTN Ghana advanced by 6 pesos to 1 cedi 32 pesos. Conversely, Access Bank lost 17 pesos to trade at 3 cedis 80 pesos. Consequently, the DataBank stock index advanced 5.05% weekly to a year-to-date gain of 5.10%, whereas the Ghana Stock Exchange All-Share Index advanced 2.62% weekly to a year-to-date gain of 14.90%. This week, we tipped the prices of Societe Generale and Total Energies to rise on observed demand, while we forecast the price of Access Bank to fall due to excess supply of their shares. For Joy Business Report, Grace Munanyun of DataBank Research.
Thanks, Grace. With a preview of trading on the Ghana Stock Exchange this week, that's the Joy Business Report. Thanks for listening, everyone. More news on our website, myjoyonline.com/business. Back to Winston with more of the Super Morning Show.
Thank you very much, Darrow Kwao, and do have a lovely day.
Oh, you too. You too. And all the best with your weight loss regime.
Yes, it is going well. Going well. You would have to go on a fattening course. Fattening course.
Oh, come on.
You don't have to do weight loss. Your body. You know, when in secondary school, I had a senior whose nickname was Body Poor. So we had a senior whose name was Body Rich. Body Rich, whose real name is Edem Nuokbo. But there was Body Poor, Noble Kwade. Body Poor. It was very slim. So we say Body Poor. So every time there's entertainment, somebody would go like, "Oh, I dedicate this song to these are the last dedications."
Mm-hmm.
Body Rich and Body Poor.
How is he looking like today?
Body Poor, still Body Poor.
Oh, Charlie.
Anyway, thank you very much, Darrow Kwao, for joining us with the latest in the world of business. Time now for our inspirational song for today, brought to us by Duraplus Ghana Limited, producers of quality PVC pipes and
Elton John Brobe.
Elton,
Yes, good morning.
Elton, EL to the 10.
Good morning. I'm good.
I miss our days on the
On
AM
TV,
show.
right.
You guys were having fun
We
there.
were having a lot of fun, yes. We were.
You're calling what Eltini?
I was calling him, no, I had another name for him, but it's Elton, do you remember?
I do.
What was it?
On the other side.
Oh, come on, Elton. Let's make it fun. Tell us.
I had a name for him, but it slipped
Yeah.
completely slipped my mind.
Anyway, I hope your weekend was good.
He's changing the subject.
He's moving us. He's moving us on.
It was. How was yours?
Oh, it was good. Had a bit. I mean, I rested over the weekend.
That's good.
I enjoyed my walk.
Did your boys?
No, when I walked in the morning yesterday, I felt very relieved.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, did some 7 kilometers of walk.
I see. Then you came home and ate fufu.
No. When I go back home, I ate rice. I didn't eat fufu. Oh, have I told you I eat fufu on Sundays?
I think so.
Yes. But yesterday, you have to be considerate, particularly when they are going to church.
Okay.
You don't get up in the morning and say, can I have, fufu before you go to church?
Yeah.
It's not fine.
No, it's not.
I was the one who dropped them at church.
Why didn't you go?
Like Elton said.
On
Flip
the
side.
other side. All right, okay. Well, the Drive Safe campaign here on the Super Morning Show is brought to you by Joy News and Multimedia Group and supported by Toyota Superior Quality. Our tip for today, avoid all distractions. Keep both eyes on the road and hands on the steering wheel. And be visible. Drive with your lights on. That's how to ensure your safe arrival.
Let's learn how to say it right, brought to us by Kingdom Books. At Kingdom, quality and affordability are their hallmarks, and Societe Generale Bank Ghana, the future is you.
Something must be done.
So, Edima, what did you have this morning?
I discovered that Rich Tea has a chocolate version. So I had chocolate Rich Tea.
Once I saw you, I said, look, Enimwa has a sweet tooth. Yeah. You definitely do have a sweet tooth. And I said that because, look, many of us actually confuse that with sweet tongue. Of course, we use our tongue to taste a lot of things. And so the belief is that once you like sweet things, you have a sweet tongue or maybe a sweet mouth.
Yeah.
But the right way to say it is that you have a sweet tooth. It means you have a craving for sweet things.
Okay.
Not sweet tongue or sweet mouth.
I think the direct translation, when we are out there. So
when we are out there. I mean, a lot of things we get it wrong because we do the direct translation, which for many of us in English language is provides a research area. But if you want to say it right, you say you have a sweet tooth. It means you have a craving for sweet things. Anyone certainly does,
Oh, yeah.
I see her all the time having them. So if you want to say it right, that's definitely how you say it right. Now, let's get to the news review, the newspaper review brought to us by First Atlantic Bank. Refreshingly different and syntax tank. And you're strong and you're tough. Let's get into the papers.
So the Daily Graphic has on its front page, protect, invest in public media. That's according to the Speaker of Parliament, Right Honourable Alban Babin. He paid a courtesy call, graphic communication and media general. His calendar is such that he'll be visiting all the media houses to create that, to bridge that gap between the media and the legislature. So hopefully we should expect him here very soon. Also on the front page of the Daily Graphic, address human rights abuses. That's Reverend Opuni Frimpong, and his charge is to lawyers to do that. Safeguard democratic traditions, institutions of Tamwako Bar to the country. If you go to page 9, King of Netherlands apologizes for the country's role in slavery. Yeah, so I mean, if they want to apologize, it should. This conditional apology, I don't get it.
What's the conditional?
This. So you get this apology from this country, this apology from that country, and sometimes it's conditional. If apology must come with what? Repatriation.
Oh, you want them to pay for that?
Exactly.
Yeah, yes, there's been a lot of conversation about it. That yes, they took some of our strong men and sent them to these parts of the world, and and so they should be paying us. But if you look at that today, and you compare to the situation we find ourselves in,
the same question I was going to ask.
Yes, we've trained nurses, for instance, taking them through everything. They're supposed to be our best hands. I know a nurse who's been working for 15 years. Just last 2 months,
She went?
Oh, she left. I was there and she called me and said, Winston, and then I'm mama saying,
wow.
You know, and I was like, Kwampampa. I cannot see media grow. She left.
Yeah.
You know, because everybody says, and when you speak to her, she says, oh, as for this place, dear, it's not good. I mean, we don't have the logistics that we have to work, whatever we used to work, we don't have. I mean, so it's so tiring working every day. And so she decided to leave. And there are a lot of people. Look, today, the GMA, Bono East, Bono and Ahafu regional chairman is complaining. As for the doctors, they left long ago. It got to a point in time the nurses were not going. They started leaving at a point, then they stopped. In fact, in the past, they were going to the embassies in their nursing uniform to show that they are nurses. Then they stopped. Today, they've also joined again. Just last year, the UK says 1,200 Ghanaian nurses joined them. Just 2022. And in the UK, they are concerned about our health because they are concerned that we may not have the right hands.
Well, that's very thoughtful of them.
In fact, Ghana is one of few countries that the UK says that if you want to come there, you must get clearance from your health authority because they feel that we need them more here. And they are now going to the UK. But anyway, you've lived in the UK. Is it a case that the UK government is not training more health personnel? That's how come you have people coming from.
I went to nursing school in the UK, and it's a good deal. You get a bursary at that time. I don't know about now, but you get a bursary, so they practically pay you to train as a nurse. There's a monthly stipend, I guess, like our allowance, you know. And of course, the conditions of learning are, I mean, excellent, amazing. The kind of technology, the intensive care units, and all of that. So definitely there are a lot of people who are training, but I guess with COVID and how it hit and all of that, so then there's been a bit of a slump. But Elton, let's not, kid ourselves. If you have the opportunity to go, you would go. Because the pay is better. Nurses are very well paid. Depending on your grade, you have enough to be comfortable, you know, to get your own place, to be in a place where the system works. You'll have enough to save over, to change. You are respected. It's a profession that is respected. And then it is resourced. So when you go to the hospital, and I used to love the hospitals there.
You know what we're going to do anymore? We'll continue this later on the show.
All right.
I mean, you can see anymore has a lot to say.
Of course. I mean,
so we'll continue later on the show.
Of course. I'd love to hear more from her.
Yeah.
So on the graphic, vetting committee will be fair. You know, the vetting of the MPP aspirants is starting today. So Alan Chemantem, the vice president, and Kojo Poku, they'll be appearing before the vetting committee.
He's still contesting.
Of course, he is. He's neck deep in the race.
So he's right after Alan, and then Baumia is last.
So yes, Alan is first, and then Baumia is second, and Kojo Poku.
Oh, okay. I thought it was the other way around. Okay.
So this morning they will start. Professor Aaron Michael Quay is the chair of the vetting committee, and I've just checked the constitution of the party. I mean, you must be in good standing. So for somebody like Alan and Baumia, it's just going to be, you know, formalities because they've been there before. Alan has contested 3 times. This will be his third attempt. Fourth attempt at the presidency. Baumia is a sitting vice president, so clearly he qualifies for the position. So
the main vetting will be Kojo Poku.
Exactly. So it is starting at 10, and then in the days to follow, the other aspirants will go. The way it is looking, look like the Super Delegates Congress will come on in August to trim the number to 5.
I mean, but I also hear there are discussions, you know, going on to have the number reduced to 5. Some persons have been. I mean, the National Council of Elders has started a conversation on having some of these persons step aside. It doesn't look like they want to step aside. They go into a Super Delegates conference.
I have a very innocent question. Okay. I'm only asking because I don't understand. So, I mean, if they wanted the number reduced, and maybe you'll say democracy, why didn't they reduce the number at the registration point? I mean, after they've paid the 350,000, then now I don't.
So the NPP after 2007, where they had 17 persons contesting, felt that it actually affected them And so they amended their constitution to say not more than 5 persons shall take part in the party's main conference to elect a flag bearer.
Okay.
So if there are more than 5 persons, they would have a super delegates conference. That's all constituency chairmen, regional executives, members of the National Council, all sitting members of parliament, and all ministers who are NPP card-bearing members. Some of the overseas branch, 3 from the women's wing, 3 from the youth wing, will go and vote to reduce
the number to 5.
Then no contest
after the registration.
Yeah.
So back page 2023 fishing season closed, and that's what Daily Graphic.
Yeah, from July 1st to August 31st.
Right.
I always wonder how those who make their money or their livelihood from fishing, how they cope. But obviously they've known about it, so I mean, hopefully they are ready. Even though one of the papers, they were complaining about the fact that it does get very difficult for 2 months when they can't fish. I also wonder how the restaurants cope. I mean, so do they stock up? Because seafood is a big thing. I mean, you like to go to a restaurant and have your prawns and your lobster and your... So I'm guessing that they will also stock up for the 2 months.
Yes, they have to.
whilst
I mean,
there's a
I think this is the 3rd time that we're having this exercise, and from the fishermen themselves, right after the opening, they are able to make so much catch.
Yeah, because
so it looks like
the sea, I like to call it the sea has rested.
Exactly.
But all right, let me do the front page of the Daily Guide. Baumia Alan clash adverting today. Elton has already brought us a story. Government averts Dumso. I guess we should say we are thankful for that. NDC marks Professor Mills' 10 years anniversary. Ghana gets accreditation service law. And let's use public funds judiciously. Center spread. Black Rasta, the weekends we do, there's a lot of showbiz shows and stuff. So Black Rasta says, I'll ban Sarkodie if I have my way. So obviously that conversation is still very... on the front of people's minds. Hajia For Real begs U.S. court. Hajia For Real is under house arrest.
Yes.
So she was begging a judge and saying that, it's really tough for her and her daughter. And her daughter is going to elementary school now. And so she's also feeling like a prisoner because basically mommy can't take her anywhere. So we'll see how that will go. She also made reference to the fact that when she was in the UK, she was given time from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. So she had a curfew, but in the US, there is no time. So yeah, that's Hajia For Real. Selena Gomez praises Rima for that song, Baby, Calm Down, Calm Down. I'm sure you've heard the collabo.
Yeah.
Back page of the Daily Guide, FIFA orders Cardiff to pay Salah fee. You know that story as well. The outstanding, exactly. Jellyfish attacks swimmers at African beach games in Tunisia. And we have... Yeah, we have there's an 18-year-old Spanish student who was swimming and then in the somewhere in the middle of the swimming the jellyfish. Yeah, so interesting, right? Like you anyway, let me not get into it. We have disappointed Ghanaians. That's Ibrahim Tanko, the Ghana's under-23 coach.
See. You have disappointed Ghanaians. Resign at where you are before
Of course,
you come.
I mean, that's
That's
the honorable thing.
People don't resign.
That's the honorable thing to do.
When things happen in Ghana, people don't resign.
Anyway, let me get to the finder. And the dark horse in the race, Dr. Uswefri Yakutu, begins nationwide campaign tour today.
Yeah, in the Greater Accra region.
All of them start from the Greater Accra region because Alan Chemanton also starts tomorrow.
Yeah,
and he's decided to go for a Deba.
Yes.
So he's just not meeting delegates, he's also meeting Ghanaians, NPP members. Everybody says, come and let's have a conversation, one about the country. Tell me what you think. I tell you what I think. I tell you what I believe.
So like almost like a town hall.
Yes. He he's been talking about the Great Transformation Plan, and he feels that it's time for the NPP to see whom the people want to see as president and give that person a chance. So he's opening up his campaign. NAT headquarters donates 251 life jackets to teachers. NDP inaugurates presidential election vetting committee. 2022 RTI report presented to Parliament. And Ghana needs 25-year plan of action backed by national consensus to propel long-term development. That's according to Dr. Amwakun. So you're making reference to that story earlier. We keep talking about the national consensus. We keep talking about a national development plan. We did a 40-year development plan. It became another issue. A new government comes into place and it will take different actions. It's like, as a country, we're just not prepared for development.
Well, I mean, it is what it is. I was watching the video of the deputy youth and sports minister. You know, he's in Morocco with the
Yeah.
Black Meteors, and I think that the Moroccan authority took him around some of their sports facilities, and he was amazed at the level at which they've got into, to the extent that he says that the kind of astroturf his own government is rolling out across the country is perhaps the cheapest in terms of what he's come to witness in Morocco. The sports facilities, how the youth are trained to get to that level, how they are camped, the facility that exists. And he came to the conclusion that we are joking as a country.
Of course we are.
Exactly. So the reflection of what we saw in the ongoing tournament in Morocco, where we were beaten by 5-1 against Morocco. And according to him, looking at what exists in Morocco, the scoreline should have even been bigger. And are we out of it? And somebody says that we actually brought IMF into the Black Meteors because we brought in Ghanaians who were born and raised outside to come and play. Black Meteors is supposed to be what for?
That's all we do all the time.
So it is that bad. I think it cut across all sectors of the economy. We are just not living up to expectation. Anyway, let me just conclude with the Crusading Guide. MP presidential race played safe. That's according to Professor Mike Quay. 1 term for New Yabin South MP. That's on the front page of the Crusading Guide. As delegates Deshko Fubefi, according to the paper. Sway towards Ya Ansa Safori.
Okay.
And the MPP will hold their parliamentary primaries next year.
Next year, yeah.
And it looks like the build-up has already started. Boss MD named among Africa's most respected CEOs.
Let's get to the online news review now. It's brought to us by Zenith Bank in your best interest and Goyle Good Energy.
What do you do when you run out of fuel in your vehicle? Do you just top up anywhere? Well, don't do that. Let's introduce you to the Good Energy family and why you must be part. So Goyle Super XP Ron 95 and Diesel XP are the best quality fuels with high performance in town for your vehicle. Goyle Super XP Ron 95 is a high-grade fuel sold at same price as normal fuel. Goyle Diesel XP is low in sulfur, making it an eco-friendly option for your vehicle. With over 440 stations across the nation, join the family that rewards you with quality for an energized driving experience. Goyle Good Energy. Goyle Yenara Yedia.
And looking for a bank that understands you and puts your financial needs first? Then look towards Zenith Bank. Whether you're young, old, an entrepreneur, student, a salaried worker, corporate entity, SME, pensioner, parent, a child, or a Ghanaian resident abroad, or a foreigner resident in Ghana, at Zenith Bank, everyone can bank with us. So what are you waiting for? Join the Zenith Bank family today for an unrivaled banking experience. For inquiries, call us on 0302 680884 or 0307 086370 or 054 2000 111 or send an email to info@zenithbank.com.gh. Zenith Bank in your best interest. And myjoyonline.com this morning, Jachi Kwesin's trial should be halted. That's according to Domahini, who is appealing to President Akufo-Addo. Arrogance of power, a key instrument for NPP's exit in 2008, NDC in 2016, and MPP in 2024. Politicians don't learn.
At all.
You may want to read that one. And Deputy National Youth Organizer, NDC National Youth Organizer takes on Bawumia for attacking Mahama over energy sector. Let's see what's on citynewsroom.com this morning. Says Bawumia's camp deliberately disrupted Alan's speech at a Sin North rally.
I've seen
That's
that
according
video.
to Kenny Japan. Yes, I
I've seen
actually
that
saw
video,
it.
and if indeed what he is claiming happened actually took place, then the party they have a lot of work to do. It also tells you whether the vice president was aware of what had been planned before, coming in.
But no matter what it was, whether it was, I think it was a huge blunder. Look, you have one person speaking, and then in the middle of his speech, you bring the vice president through the crowd, and then he sees the vice president coming. So out of courtesy, respect, he stops. Okay, first he sees him, so he pauses, waits for the vice president to come. And this man, Alan Chemanting, and Dr. Bawumia both want to be flag bearer of the NPP. And then you do that. Whoever did that just did not get it right. And I'm told later on they said they didn't do it right. But anyway, Ken has his own way of doing things. Let's go for the BBC News.
All right, the BBC News is brought to us by Fidelity Bank. Believe with us.
For decades, we have helped businesses connect with their trade partners all over the globe. From Ghana to Burkina Faso, Côte d'Ivoire, Benin, Togo, Senegal, China, Morocco, France, Netherlands, and many other countries. We have made it possible to bring Ghana to the world. We have brought small and medium businesses closer to their customers across the regions in Ghana with our SME support facilities. We have brought relief and smiles to the faces of families with our employee personal loans. With our cutting-edge technology and digital support, we take the burden of complex thinking off you, making life simple. That is who we are, as close as a partner. Bank of Africa. We are indeed the African bank with the global reach.
Want to feel energized for more? Fuel up with Super XP Ron 95 and Diesel XP high performance products from Goyle. Our high grade fuel comes at no extra cost but with more power. And our Diesel XP, it's low in sulfur, making it an eco-friendly option for your vehicle. Experience high performance and quality with our products. Available everywhere. Choose Super XP Ron 95 and Diesel XP for an energizing driving experience. Good energy.
It's time to go beyond what your traditional financial apps can do. Introducing Cowry, the only digital financial app you will ever need. Experience Cowry, the way to pay. Send. Move your money in quick, easy steps at the best rates on the market. Buy. Top up your airtime and data twice as fast as you normally do. Pay. Step out of the cash queue. Pay for any product or service when you need to. Enjoy it faster. And now, manage. Experience a new way of managing your money. Understand how and when your money moves. You can rely on Cowry every day. Download Cowry from your Google Play Store or App Store. Experience Cowry, the way to pay.
Are you a corporate organization, e-commerce business, individual or student looking for a trusted courier company where you can track your package and receive SMS alerts to keep you posted? At IAS FedEx, we move your documents and parcels with care to the destination of your choice. With offices across the nation, we happily deliver your package to your office or the comfort of your home. With the assurance of safety and affordability giving you peace of mind, IAS FedEx has your package in good hands. Call us on +233 501 605,000 or +233 501 631,000. IAS, licensee of FedEx.
No matter your water needs, Sintex has it all. Sintex Tank was first to introduce double layer tank, and now you can have as many layers as you want. Sintex Tank was first to introduce white inner layer tanks in Ghana, and now introduces the customer specs order, which will let you order any color and size you want. Sintex Tanks gives you the biggest warranty of 7 years, which no other tank gives you. So whatever your water consumption, size of project, or demand, choose Sintex Tank. Sintex Tank, stress-free. Sintex Tank, reliable. Sintex Tank, maximum guarantee. Call 0244 335 168, Kumasi 0505 555 666, or visit sintexgh.com. Sintex Tank, a strong, a tough.
It's the most action-packed breakfast show in town. The hottest music, the best giveaways, the great interviews, and all the laughter and fun you can imagine. Don't miss the Super Morning Show on Joy 99.7 FM. It's the best breakfast show in town.
Either in severe financial distress or are very close to it. What's gone so wrong for the continent? And
Are you looking for a new way to revise for your WASI? Then Joy Learning has everything you need in place. Yes, we are back with the 2023 revision show for SHS 3 learners. Don't worry, your favorite question of the day section wasn't left out. And you can engage with your facilitators during live TV lessons, ask questions, and get real-time feedback in the comfort of your own space. The 2023 revision show for SHS learners shows every Monday to Friday at 7:30 p.m. right here on Joy Learning. Joy Learning. Learning is so fun. Joy Learning. Keep learning.
The most exciting, entertaining, and competitive cookery show